For one thing, he's not novice. He has been there before. And not only that, he's a military man. And since he was overthrown as the military leader of Nigeria, he has not divorced himself from politics. So basically, what you could say that we know that the man is very tough, and he has actually said that he's going to tackle corruption. So I think we could expect that he's going to actually tackle that issue of corruption. And I think another thing is this, that we hope that he's going to keep the momentum going as far as the economic development of Nigeria is concerned.
Talking about the economy, he comes into power when Nigeria is currently in a power crisis as well as a fuel crisis. Is he the right man to steer Nigeria in the right economic direction here?
Yeah, see, I think as in Nigeria, it's a what you could say, it's a rolling stock, or it's a train which is rolling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a very big momentum, and as a leader, you've just got to keep the momentum going and add on more fuel. It's not that the thing is stationary, whereby you've got to overcome the inertia to get it moving. I think he's, with that, I think he'll be able to do it. We should not actually sort of discount what Jonathan did. Jonathan actually did get the Nigerian economy going. That's a thing that people do not talk about, but we could talk about it later.
Yeah. Now, the biggest challenge facing Nigeria currently is the threat of Boko Haram, the own homegrown insurgents group. Now, he has a military background, that is the new president-elect, and he has vowed to destroy the group. Will he achieve that, you think?
Oh, yes. Buhari is ruthless. When he came in power, he actually said that he was going to get the Nigerian society in order, and he actually did do that. And I think he's the best person who can actually tackle the Boko Haram. Being the president, being a military man, he can actually sort of tackle the military. Because with the Boko Haram thing, people are blaming Jonathan, but the biggest culprit was the military. Yeah, they were dragging their feet. As you can see now, there are about 2,000 soldiers who are due to be dismissed from the army for having no will to fight. But he, being a military man, he'll be able to actually take charge of the whole operation and actually push it forward. I think he's the right man to tackle Boko Haram.
Being a military man, he was also known as having an oppressive regime during the 80s. What about democracy in that country? Is he the right person to promote democracy?
Well, I think he's the right person. I mean, to say at that time, he was not the person who actually put totalitarian government in place. It was the military, and he was behaving like a military man. And he has said it that we are in a new phase of democracy and human rights. And he says that he'll abide to the dictates of democracy and human rights. Yeah, so it is the atmosphere which is there, which actually determines how a person acts. It's not a person's personality. Yeah.
Staying on the theme of democracy, Goodluck Jonathan was hailed for admitting defeat in the elections. But this is against the backdrop of what is happening currently in Burundi, where the president do not want to step down. He want to actually embark on a third term. What is the state of democracy on the continent as a whole?
Yeah, you know, the issue about Burundi, I mean, we would be very careful. I mean, Nkurunziza says that he is due for a third term due to a technical reason, saying that when he was there for the first term, he was not elected on popular suffrage. He was appointed by Parliament. Yeah, and he took the case to the Constitutional Court, and the Constitutional Court gave its rulings. So the people still, opposition, are not happy about that. So let's not just sort of say that he's not ready. You know? So there is that gray area. Yeah. Coming to the continent, if you look at Jonathan, Jonathan also had something similar to that. You remember that Jonathan, when he first became a president, he took over from the late Yassandor. Yeah, Yassandor. And when he finished his Yassandor's term, he went in for his own term, which he completed the last time, and he was going to go for another term. You'd remember that the people within his own party actually protested. Yeah, and the thing actually went to court, and he said that he could go for a so-called a third term. Yeah, and people from his party, some of them walked out, but then the democratic process went through, and he was voted out, and he stepped down. Yeah, and again, you find that in Senegal, the similar thing happened when Wade actually went for a so-called third term. Yeah, And the opposition came up in arms. And the thing went to the Senegalese Constitutional Court. Yeah, and there he won his case, saying that you cannot implement a law retrospectively. Yeah, that law was passed when he was in power, and he went on for a third attempt, for a third term, and the people voted him out. Now, in the case of Burundi, since the Constitutional Court decided that the man can stand, why doesn't the opposition come together and just meet him at the ballot box and vote him out? You see, this thing of actually people not being, when the people are dissatisfied, taken to the street, and a person just has to step down, is very dangerous because they're going to set precedent.
Because it defeats the act of democracy.
The due process of democracy. Yeah, the due process of democracy demands that once a man is there, give him his time. When he comes for the next election, that's when you've got a chance to get him out. Let us not behave like Ukraine. Yeah? Ukraine, they got rid of a man, Yanushchenko, when he was due to be elected. They could have gotten rid of him at the election, not from the streets.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be setting dangerous precedents. Really.
The DRC has got a similar problem with Kabila currently as well.
Yeah, Kabila wants to increase, to prolong his thing there, but he's trying to do it through parliament, and parliament is coming up in arms. But again, people have taken to the streets, yeah, and that has created a lot of problems where even some of the media houses were actually shut down, yeah. But again, you find that that's not a new thing, because you find just next door Uganda. Who's this? Museveni. He's there on a third term, and he changed the constitution. But nobody says anything. I mean, nobody says that he's unconstitutional. The Americans are happy about him. Whereas in Kabila's case, the Americans are unhappy. They say that is unconstitutional. Give it time. When he goes to parliament, if the people vote for him to eradicate this two-term thing, let it be so, but let it be done democratically. Yeah.
Mr. Khomo, just finally and just briefly, it is the inauguration today. Do you see a new dawn for Nigeria?
Well, I see not a new dawn. The dawn has already taken place. Nigeria is the biggest economy in Africa. That's the dawn. And not only that, we just want to say that the dawn should continue. I would not call it a new dawn. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr.
Thank you very much.